A drop of sunlight falls to the ground and grows into a magical flower with healing powers. A woman named Gothel used it to keep herself young by singing to it. Centuries later, a queen becomes ill while pregnant, and the king orders a search for the legendary flower. His knights find the flower and cut it to bring it to the king. The queen is healed after being fed the flower and gives birth to a daughter, Rapunzel, who has golden hair, has absorbed the abilities of the flower. The flower no longer has magical powers since it has been cut. So Gothel tries to steal a lock of Rapunzel's hair. However, once cut, the hair turns brown and loses its powers. So she kidnaps Rapunzel to raise her as her own child in a high tower, telling her it is for her own safety. Every year on Rapunzel's birthday, her parents and their subjects release thousands of sky lanterns in hope that the lost princess will return. For her 18th birthday, Rapunzel asked Gothel for permission to go outside the tower to see the source of the annual floating lights, but Gothel refused. Meanwhile, the Stubbington brothers and Flying Rider steal the tiara of the lost princess. During the insane chase, Maximus, horse of the captain of the guards, is separated from his rider, but continues on his own. Flynn saw Rapunzel's tower and stumbles upon Rapunzel's tower. He climbs up into the tower, but Rapunzel's afraid and hit him by a frying pan and puts him in a wardrobe. When Gothel returns, Rapunzel tries to show her the captive Flynn to prove she is capable of handling the outside world. But Gothel cuts her off by saying she's never leaving the tower. So Rapunzel didn't tell Gothel about Flynn, but she asked for special paints, which require 3 days to go and get back to her. Gothel leaves. Immediately, Rapunzel went to Flynn and told him that she will give him the tiara back if he takes her to see the lights. Flynn agrees. While en route, he takes her to the Snaggly Duckling Inn, which is full of gold thugs, in hopes of scaring her into giving up her quest. However, they charm Rapunzel, who encourages them to follow their dreams. Mother Gothel returns early to the tower to find Rapunzel gone, but she finds the tiara and gets angry. Then she teams up with the Stubbington brothers so she can get Rapunzel back and the brothers can get revenge on Flynn. Meanwhile, the guards invade the tavern and chase Rapunzel and Flynn to a dam which collapses. Flynn and Rapunzel become trapped in a floating cave, believing he is about to die. So, Flynn admits his true name, Eugene Fitzherbert, and Rapunzel admits that her hair glows when she sings. Then they realize that they can use her hair light to find a way out. After that, Rapunzel used her hair to heal Flynn's injured hand. Flynn tells Rapunzel that he was an orphan who dreamed of being like the storybook hero that inspired his aliens. But Rapunzel tells him that she likes Eugene better than Flynn. When Flynn goes to gather firewood, Gothel meets Rapunzel, insisting that Flynn does not care for her and gives Rapunzel the tiara, suggesting that she test Flynn by giving it to him. The next morning, Maximus confronts Flynn, but Rapunzel tells Flynn to friend the horse and convinces him to help them instead. Arriving at the kingdom, Flynn takes Rapunzel to see the lanterns. Then, Rapunzel gives Flynn back the tiara. Flynn leaves and went to the Stabbington brothers to give them the tiara, realizing that he cares more for Rapunzel. However, the brothers tied him up. The Stabbington brothers attempt to kidnap Rapunzel for her hair's power, but Gothel rescues her and takes her back to the tower. Later, reflecting on what she had seen during her adventure in the kingdom, Rapunzel realized she's the lost princess, and she attempts to flee the tower. Meanwhile, Flynn is arrested and sentenced to death, but he rescued by Maximus and the girl thugs from the inn. Flynn races and climbs up back to the tower, where Gothel stabs him from behind and prepares to take a struggling Rapunzel to a new hiding place. Rapunzel tells Gothel that she will stop resisting if she can heal Flynn. Gothel agrees, but before Rapunzel can heal him, Flynn cuts her hair, which subsequently turns brown and loses its power, causing Gothel to become an old woman again, and repeatedly she falls out of the tower and turns into dust. With his last breath, Flynn declares his love for Rapunzel, who cries, and the healing power of her tear revives him and healed him. Returning to the kingdom, Rapunzel is reunited with the king and the queen, and eventually Flynn proposed to Rapunzel and get married and lived happily ever after.